Well, let's talk about Gemini.
Let's talk about Gemini. We were just side chatting about Gemini, so let's really talk about Gemini. And what we were just saying is how they can be they're an air sign, they can be very flirty and fun, and I think that's a good thing, and would be interesting to see how that plays into their romantic relationships.
Well, it certainly is it's a starting place, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Gemini is an air sign. It is ruled by Mercury, so it's mental. And Gemini is very curious and exploring the world and a bit restless. So when we say flirty, maybe we're saying, checks in, asks questions, is charming. Gosh, Gemini is very charming.
Very charming.
Fun and funny, often very witty, really good company.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, and they really can keep a conversation going. They, however, do get bored more easily than a number of other signs, sun signs. So, they need to keep it moving.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to keep it interesting to keep Gemini involved. They are eloquent. They have often many hobbies. I mean, they're really interesting folks.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to have a wide network of interests and friends as well.
What about Gemini and Virgo? Kind of lost for this one.
Well, they're both mutable signs in that they both are restless and they can adjust to circumstances and others. They're capable of change more so than some other signs. They're both ruled by Mercury in that they're very mental in their approaches, but one is air and the other is earth. One is quite gregarious, Gemini. The other is a more retiring and a little more timid initially. I think in terms of sharing ideas and communicating and enjoying interests and hobbies and sharing what they know, that this can be very appealing. The dutiful and hardworking and service-oriented application of Earth in Virgo, I think is not Gemini's cup of tea quite so much. So to that end, there is quite a divergence in their characters, and I would think that Gemini would find that eventually a little bit just too.
Okay.
And would go off to something else that's appealing and glittery and fun and interesting.
Well, goodness, it sounds like Gemini has a tough card to fill in terms of qualities and who keeps their interest.
I think Gemini is interested in being interested.
Yeah.
And so change is okay with Gemini.
Yeah. And that's
really okay.
That's true. That is very true. I guess when you are more natured that way, it's not necessarily a bad thing when you go and are exploring.
It isn't that they're not capable of commitment, but what that commitment looks like and how it works out in real life is really important.
Gotcha.
Yeah, freedom is very important to a Gemini. Yeah.
And like you mentioned before, sun sign is only your sun sign. There is so much beautiful complexity within everybody's chart that I've come to learn about. So
Absolutely. So these are just some aspects of the sun sign to consider.
yes, some aspects to consider. And every aspect to always consider, and like we said before, is remember to love yourself first before you go loving anybody else, because it makes it so much easier for everybody involved. Romantically, not romantically, remember to love yourself. And we love you.
And I love you.
And I love you.